everybody stay standing. What I want you to do is kind of squish together towards the center of your section. Come on together, shoulder to shoulder, squish together towards the center section. Now, everybody turn and face that way. Place your hand on the shoulders of the person right in front of you and start to squeeze. Guys, play a little music. This is like, yes, give them some real love. Shake it out. Hands on the shoulder, not down below. Oh, there you go. All right, everybody on this end are neglected. Everybody turn and go the other direction. Go the other way. There you go. Help them loosen up. Ow! Excellent. Work out those knots. Okay, everybody turn this way. Hands above your head. Just shake it out. There you go. All right. It's a long session. You got to be ready to go. One more time. Whoa! Yes! Go, bro! Ow! Jim Rohn once said, either you run your day or your day will run you. Ladies and gentlemen, from the next section, please bring up the gentleman himself who runs it all, Mr. GoPro, Mr. Eric Warren.
GoPro, all right. Okay, we're a few hours into our day. This is the time. Remember last night when I talked to you about keeping your head right? Your brain gets a little bit full, remember? How many people are feeling a little bit full mentally right now? Show of hands, please. This is the time. Keep taking notes. If we were more concerned with your comfort for these couple days, we'd give you an hour or two to just wander around and chat with each other. But we're more concerned with giving you content. You can sleep on Sunday, right? Who's with me? And a bunch of people have been asking about my shoes. Did you see my ruby slippers? There's no place like network marketing. There's no place like network marketing. There's no. How did you do that? That's really bad. All right, no leprechaun songs. Okay. Now, I talked to you last night, gave you a statistic that blew my mind. I just heard this statistic literally last month. Nearly 7 out of 10 people in the United States participating in network marketing are millennials. Millennials, 19 to 35, ages 19 to 35. If your age is 19 to 35, stand up, please. 19 to 35, take a look around. Take a look around. Congratulations. All right, have a seat. The future of the network marketing profession rests in your hands. It was such a fascinating thing. I would have never thought that it was nearly 7 out of 10. And I don't know the international numbers, but it feels to me like the international numbers are similar when it comes to that demographic, that understanding. So we're going to bring out a panel to have a discussion and talk about the millennial thoughts, millennial strategies, Now we have almost a millennial panel. We have 5 millennials and a 40-year-old. But I put him on because he looked younger, and I didn't think about millennials to change the name of this. It was Rising Stars at the time. We added Mr. Ian Pritchard from the UK. Ian's an amazing guy. You're going to get value from him. But please welcome to the stage. Here's our 6 people for this panel. Whitney Husband, Ian Pritchard, Danian Fire, Martine Wallace, Jordan Kemper, and Brandon Hay. sharp-looking group, you feel old, Ian? Feel a little bit old? All right, not really, right? Young at heart. So why don't you just quickly give people your name, where you're from, your age, if you don't mind, and what's happened in your business when it comes to financial success, just so people get a little bit of context, please. Start with you, Whitney.
My name is Whitney Husband. I am 28 years old, and I am from a small town in Texas. I started this business as a single mom on government assistance. I have a college degree, but going back to work just was not feasible for us at the time, and I started looking for something that I could do and legitimately make an income from home with my son. So I started this business and realized quickly,
When?
3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, and realized quickly that this could be my way out of the life and the struggles that we were in. And it's been absolutely incredible. Within 4 months, I was making 6 figures. And
A year.
Yeah, a year. And a year ago, hit 7 figures a year.
Well done, young lady. Ian.
I'm the old one.
Yeah.
I'm Ian Pritchard, and I'm from the northwest of England. So I live about 45 minutes from Manchester, which is probably a kind of a part that people might recognize. So my background, I've been with my company for 9 years in January. Prior to that, I was in property and in interior design. So that was my passion. I loved it. And I actually had a really successful career and was making a good 6-figure income. So I had a nice life when I was introduced to this industry. Didn't think it was for me, thought it was for people that couldn't get a job, felt sorry for people that had to do this kind of thing, was embarrassed for them. So my introduction wasn't necessarily particularly positive, but when I actually understood it, I jumped in and ran. So what does my life look like, I suppose, now? So I started in this actually by sort of almost taking a step back financially in a way to enable me to build it. But now have an enormous organization in 7 countries, and it's financially allowed complete and utter peace of mind. I'm heading towards 7 figures, not quite there yet in pounds, but it's pretty cool. And life is very, very good because of this, and I wouldn't change anything at all. So I'm very excited for the future.
Damien.
Hi everyone, my name is Damien Fire. I'm 31 years old. I'm originally from Germany. I do live in Dubai right now, so we're trying to get those Middle East numbers up that we saw yesterday. When I got to know network marketing, I was 17 years old. I could not believe how something like this could exist and nobody would have ever told me. I was literally in shock. Of course I joined, and for me, the first unbelievable thing about network marketing was that it was a chance. It was something that nobody could take away from me. Didn't matter how long it would take me, but it was my chance and I would never have to stop. See, when I got started, I didn't have enough money to buy 2 product kits, just one to show. And I couldn't even use my own product. And I went around and put flyers in mailboxes of people to find a customer. And today, my life has completely changed because of this business. I met my beautiful wife in the business. We're married now, so we built this together. I fulfilled my dream to live in Dubai, and financially it has been wild. Recently, we mainly work in 2 regions, which is Europe and Middle East. In both regions, I'm the #1 distributor in the company now. It's a $1 billion company, and just last month was more than $250,000 together with my wife. It's pretty wild. It's amazing.
Hello, my name's Martine and I'm the token Australian. From the East Coast, a little town called Lennox Head, and most of you would have never ever heard of it. I didn't know what network marketing was. My background is I was a registered nurse. I worked in the health system for 15 years. I had 75% of my master's done and I had a dream to fix the health system. When I became a nurse manager, very quickly I realised that no one is ever going to be able to fix the health system. I was also working 60 to 70 hours a week. My most important job is I'm a mum of 3 kids, 8, 6 and 3, and I do this with my husband, and he's the smart one, Boss Wallace. I love helping people, and that's why you become a nurse. You don't nurse for money. Now, the reason I was introduced for this via a product, I love the product, and I basically just told everyone they needed the stuff. I was getting paid for that. I was rostered on an evening shift, my son's first birthday. No one could swap. I missed it. That was my turning point. I decided to get better, and I decided to understand the leverage and why I was getting paid from just telling people they needed this stuff. I really caught the vision when I realised what this could do for my family. And the thing that I'm proudest about, what Nathan and I have done, is my mum is actually in the Wealth Creator Club and has a 6-figure US income. 6-figure dollars. You don't need to be smart to do this, another bonus. Now, my mum has worked for the minimum wage her whole life. She's starting to see her awesomeness and step into her potential, and that is a gift that we have here. Financially, what it's done for Nathan and I, within 12 months on a weekly level, and remember I was a product user for a long time, I'd replace my income on a weekly level, and I had a 6-figure income too. When the brains come on board, then we replaced his income. He also had a 6-figure income in another 12 months, and now I don't know how to describe it. It's just life-changing.
Good for you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jordan Kemper. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. I now live in Tampa. I got married to a beautiful girl from sunny Florida, and she said that's where we were going to live. And I started my business when I was 22. I was actually still in college. I was on my way to medical school, and I met a doctor, and he told me that he was trying to get out of medicine, and I was trying to get in. And he said, you've got to take a look at this network marketing opportunity. And I'll tell you, it was really his character that caused me to want to sit down and look. I sat down with him at Starbucks. He took all of my trace-sensitive information on a napkin, and that was the start of my journey just 10 years ago. I struggled at first. I was a 2-sport athlete in college. I was still taking the pre-med track. I made about $600 in my first year in network marketing. And I remember just thinking that this thing didn't work. My friends were broke. There is no duplication. It's a lie. I'd signed 10 people up and 10 people quit. And I just started to get really frustrated whether this thing could work or not. I joined a 25-year-old company. They told me my chances of getting to the top, I just should probably join a newer company. I didn't believe that, and I was ready to fight, and I wanted to change lives. And I can happily say I became one of the top 20 income earners in my company, and it's been a lot of fun building with my organization.
Well done, brother.
Hey, everybody. I'm Brandon Hayes. I'm from Kentucky, so hopefully you can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. But I live in Florida now. My wife, she also drugged me down there, but I'm happy for that. So I've been in network marketing since I was 18 years old. And, I was a snot-nosed kid from Nowheresville, Kentucky that knew nothing about nothing, making payments on everything. I was broke too. B-R-O-K, and the E was on layaway, all those cliches, right? And that's where I was. And so I got involved with a very large company, a very big company. And I ended up walking away from that company for various different reasons. I set out for almost a couple of years, started developing a criteria for what I thought would be a legacy company, and stumbled upon that company from a complete stranger. I was a restaurant manager working in the restaurant, and I met this guy named Kevin, and Kevin shared this opportunity with me. He said something like this. He said, you guys know the saying. He said something like, hey, man, you seem like a pretty sharp guy. Do you keep your income options open? And of course I said, you're in network marketing. And he looked at me, with his eye like a deer in headlights. And he said, I don't think my upline prepared me how to respond to that. And so I said, no, I reassured him quickly. I said, no, it's okay. I love network marketing. I'm looking for a good network marketing company. And so he took my info, shared this with me. And for the first time, that company met the criteria that I personally was looking for what mattered to me in my life. And so I got started. And that's the key, isn't it? The key to getting ahead is getting started. And I knew I was bad before I was good, good before I was great. But before all that, I had to start. And before I started, I had to want something more than what I had. And what I wanted was freedom. And that's what this has truly provided for us. My wife, we just got married about a year ago, and she told me two things. She said, Brandon, she said, I just want two things. I just want to live on the beach. And we're from Kentucky, remember? She said, I want to live on the beach, and I want to travel the world. And I said, well, that's a pretty tall order. But I'll see what I can do. And so, but we've been able to do that. I've been able to give that to my wife over the last year, a little over, it's been a little over, I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a while. Since we've been married, though, here's what's happened. I've been able to do that. We live on the beach now down in Florida, and I've been able to travel the world with my wife for about half of that first year of marriage. We spent a lot of that time traveling all over the world, Southeast Asia, Thailand, Philippines, Australia, Mexico, Canada, of course, all over the U.S. So it's been a great experience, but the biggest thing that we've achieved is freedom. From a financial standpoint, it's put us in a position where, we're $250,000 plus year earners. Our income, what's cool is, this is cool. I'm kind of like you. I didn't come into this, like my story was not the zero to hero story in 2 seconds, right? My story has been one of grinding it out, man. Like nobody cared about Brandon. Nobody knew who Brandon Hayes was for a very, very long time. So I got started and made, I think my biggest check in the first company was, I know it was less than $2,000. I don't remember exactly what it was, but since the cool thing is I look back, every year since then, I've doubled or nearly doubled my yearly income every single year. So it's not, some of the stuff that Jeff Roberti said today, it's inch by inch is a cinch, right? Yard by yard is hard. You're not going to jump to the top of the mountain the very first year or the very first week or the very first month. You climb that small hill, and then you can see a little further. And then you climb the next hill, and you can see a little further. So that's been my experience.
Anything worthwhile takes time. Give them a round of applause. Let's go back to Whitney. I want you guys to think about some of your market. What you're naturally attracting is millennials. A good chunk of them is millennials. People in their 20s and 30s, typically. What does that group, from your experience, what drives them? What motivates them? What interests them? What ignites their passion? Is there, because you're relating to them, what makes them different from the generation before when it comes to how they're viewing the world, those types of things, just as you think about it? Whitney, you have any thoughts on that?
I think a lot of, for me and my organization, is we like to hustle. I think our age group likes to.
Now, people like to say millennials, they're all entitled and they don't want to work and they're all lazy.
I know, I hear that all the time.
So your experience is not that. They're just uninspired.
I think there's a lot of people that when they do get inspired, they will hustle and work very, very hard. I think we're really starting to see that the world is changing, and it's not the way it used to be. And if you want to make something for yourself or your family, that you're going to have to get out there and get your hands and your knees dirty and get to work and build your own dream. That it's not the ideal to build somebody else's anymore. And that's what we do. We hustle, we work hard, and we don't have a problem with, taking some time and some years and making sacrifices and just getting it done.
The last 2 or 3 generations have been largely defined by the cubicle.
Yes.
They've lived in the cubicle. They've spent a good portion of their life in a cubicle. They have their plant and they have their calendar and they have pictures of their family, and that's where they go spend a good portion of their time. And I think this generation has said, we don't think that that's the best plan in the world. Ian, what's been your observation?
Well, obviously, I'm not officially one, so
I understand.
I'm going to keep bringing
You're young at heart.
Yeah. I suppose I'm sort of in that place, where I'm perhaps a bit transitional. So I have a lot of people in my organization that are very much in that world, as Whitney said, where, things are not what they were for their parents and for their grandparents. And so they need to look for other options and other ways. And I think there's very much a more open mentality to probably people of my age and above. There's been almost it's easier to have a conversation, and they're like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Not, is that what it is? And they've come with less skepticism, I think, to a degree. They live in a much more active social media driven world where, you know, they're seeing lots and lots of stuff and they're familiar with it. Oh yeah, I know someone that does this and I'm familiar with that. So I just think there's a more openness, and I think there's a discontent with the traditional way of leaving an education process to go into a traditional job where the jobs aren't there. So I think they're looking at options and they're very much more open. So that's certainly been my experience.
And I think one thing, I'll just provide a comment, and then Danny, I'd like to ask you the same question, is it appears to me, just as an observation, that the barriers to entry to entrepreneurship because of technology have been just shattered. People don't have to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars nowadays. People see that by watching Shark Tank and Uber and Airbnb and all these other different things that are options out there. People can, you know, just with their phone, they have access to the world. So they're starting to imagine, maybe I don't have to commute. Maybe I can stay home with my family. Maybe I can have different choices.
Can I just add? Yeah, what I personally believe is that network marketing is a bridge for a lot of people between that ultimate entrepreneurial world where you've got to invest so much money and the huge risk involved and so on. And so I think it's attractive so much to that generation that they look at people, maybe parents and grandparents who had traditional businesses and lost it, or, you know, put their whole life on the line. And yet it's that bridge between, you know, you've got the mentoring and the guidance of something that's built, that's pre-built, that you can just plug into and run with, rather than but it's different from a traditional job. So I think it's been that middle ground that's been so attractive.
Interesting. Damien, your thoughts?
So I really agree with Whitney. My feeling is that you know, millennials are really ready to work, and more than that, it feels like they are very, very flexible. And once they believe in the opportunity, they're willing to put their whole life into this. There is building the network marketing business, and then there is building the network marketing business, and then there is long time nothing, and then is building the network marketing business. Like, that's the only thing they do. And I have not experienced that many times with people that are, you know, more experienced. You know, it's really young people. Also feel young people are willing to take much bigger risks. They have not been burned by life too many times. You know, they're fresh. They follow the Instagram lifestyle. We talk to people about that. We say, hey, show me the profiles you're following. Show me what really inspires you. You know, don't let yourself be judged by anyone, but tell me what inspires you. And now you tell me, how do you get there? And everybody agrees it's not going to be the 40-year plan that's going to get you there. They've seen their parents working really hard. They respect their parents. They love their parents, but they're not ready to go the same way. They want to do something different. They're very much inspired by giving back to their families, back to their parents. That's what I feel. That's a huge why for many millennials when you talk to them. Just the thought of being able to take care of your parents one day is just, it's massive. And I just feel network marketing became something that everybody kind of knows by now. It's not this strange thing anymore. It's just, yeah, network marketing, of course. You know, they might be skeptical. They might not know what to do, but it's usually just because they have no idea how to build it. Once you share with them how that works, they're very much open. And I mean, I can tell you my group, my personal group that I built, especially in Germany, we're like under 35. That's about 95% of all people. So it's really, really amazing. Love it.
Martine.
For me, not ever being around this industry or knowing anything about it, my mum at a 6-figure income still has some fears about me stopping my nursing registration. And for me, as a young person, and in our community and in our network, we're looking at our parents. We want more. We also want to be appreciated. We want to be part of something bigger than ourselves. And this profession, you know, when you like helping people, it gives you every single aspect of that. It's like it on steroids. I don't know how else to describe it. And that gives people purpose, so they can live their passion. And ultimately, it's about the freedom to be able to give as much as you want, to be able to live how, when, where. And I mean, we got a lot of young mums. We hang out in our activewear all day. Like, that's just the Australian dream. And, you know, we're able to work it around our kids on our own terms. And it's just, yeah, to be part of something bigger than what is just us.
Jordan, how about you?
You know, I got frustrated with the millennial market when I started. Like I said, I was 22, and you know, promoting wellness products to young people, they don't really value their health. And so I was told that I had to, you know, go to the baby boomers. And so I did. I was recruiting football players and they couldn't afford the products. So I said, hey, let me talk to your parents. And it just, I was trying to figure out what is the right market, who can, buy these products and who can participate in this model. And as my business evolved, I started to realize I had to get a little bit more specific on who I was looking to attract. Marie Forleo calls it your customer avatar. Being an ex-athlete, I started to focus on millennials that were retired athletes, had either played high school, college, or pro sports. There was a connection that I had to the athletes. And so I started to see a teachability with those athletes. They were used to having a coach. They know what it's like to be a part of a team. And so I started to get very specific on who I wanted to attract to my business. And the more I started working with millennials, I started seeing my business start to grow faster. The millennials are hungry. Some of them have worked a couple of years. They've got student debt that they're trying to pay off. You give them the opportunity, you teach them how to build, they will take advantage of it. I do have some baby boomers, great customers, but
I gotta say, baby boomers, it's okay. We're gonna be all right.
We love you guys.
You know what I mean? If you're over 35, there's still hope for you. I want you to know it's gonna be all right. Just think young. Just act young, think young. It'll be fine.
But to put it in perspective, I mean, even being 32, I cannot stand Snapchat. I struggle with social media. I mean, to this day, I watch some of these young whippersnappers, in their early 20s. I'm here in my early 30s, and I'm saying I can't even keep up IT-wise. So we all have to evolve no matter what age we're at.
Yeah, so here's the deal. Being an entrepreneur now is sexy, right? So it's attracting the millennial market because look, they watch their parents, they watch their grandparents, they sat at the kitchen table when the baby boomers and the they sat there, guys. They saw the stress, they saw the financial just mental anxiety that had been caused by that system, right? And so they said, you know what? If there's a better way, and thanks to this guy right here, we've shown the world that this is a better way. And so the millennial crowd is just saying, look, we want to be a part of this. We believe again. Our dream space is no longer like this. When I was a kid in high school, in college, and I went to college, by the way, I am a college dropout. I dropped out with one semester to go, and I did that so I could stand on this stage here, or sit, I guess, with 20,000 people in the room and say, if I can do it, so can you. Right? So, I'm a college dropout. So, here's the deal. But in college and high school, there wasn't wealth one or wealth two. No one taught me how to get wealthy. I can remember being 18 years old, being exposed to this industry and profession. My goodness, I said I wasn't going to do that.
It's okay.
The profession.
I
remember, that's right. I remember being 18 years old and being exposed to this profession, and I got angry. I said, what the heck what have they been teaching me? They taught me one way to do it. They said, go to school, get good grades, get a good what? Get a good job, right? They said, take this aptitude test. Hey, Brandon, you're good at math. Go be an engineer and work for that guy. I said, you know what? There's got to be a better way. They never asked me what kind of multi-million-dollar global business I would like to own, did they? No, they said, you're good at this. Go get a job. Millennials have awakened. They've woken up and realized that there is a better way. Being an entrepreneur is sexy, and they see this as the way to become that entrepreneur, to attain that freedom. I agree with. I'll echo everything that's been said. The hustle, all of that. I agree with everything that's been said. But more than ever, I think millennials, they just want to be free. I know that's a cliche word that gets probably overused in our profession, but it's true, guys. They just want to do things like take their kids to the park, in the middle of the day. I knew this. I knew I wasn't married yet when I got started. I didn't have kids when I got started. But I knew one day I would, and I knew that I didn't want to have to farm my wife out to some other man. She don't even listen to me. Why should she listen to some other man, right? I knew that one day I would have kids. We don't have kids yet, but one day we will. And I thought, man, I don't want to have to send my kids to daycare, right? Or I want to at least have the choice, the option. Okay, some of you guys are like, yeah, I haven't met my kids. That's okay. If you want to send them to daycare, send them to daycare. But when I have kids, guys, if my kids want to learn French, we'll go to France for a month, right? And hire a private French tutor. Freedom. That's what millennials want, guys.
All right. We have a few. We could go all afternoon, right? A lot of wisdom here, a lot of stuff. But we only have a few minutes left. But I'd like to start with Whitney over there, who's about to have a baby any moment.
Yeah,
literally, she's doing her breathing exercises so she doesn't go into labor as we speak. We had a pool going, the percentage chance of her being able to pull this off. But I think she went beyond her doctor's orders and came here anyway. I appreciate her doing that. So I'd like each of you, starting with Whitney, stand up if you can.
I need to stand up, actually.
Take the stage. This is your stage. Take a couple minutes and give this room the best advice that you have. They all want success like you have. They all want to have a breakthrough like you have. They all want to learn from your experience. Give them a minute or two of the best stuff you got.
So first things first is you have to believe in yourself. What anybody else tells you does not matter. If they don't pay your bills, they don't matter. There are going to be so many people along the way that are going to tell you you can't do it. They're going to tell you you're stupid for doing it. You're going to have people tell you no over and over and over again. And those types of things, you literally just have to put out of your head and know that if this is what you want and this is what you want to build and this is what you want your future to be, then it's up to you to make the decision to go for it. I sat in this audience 2 years ago and watched the Rising Star panel, and I was like, I want to be a millionaire under 30 on that stage. And I did not think, I did not tell myself that I couldn't do that or that couldn't be me. I was like, you know what, I can do that. This is my opportunity. This is my decision. And it wasn't up to anybody else to make that happen. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to be dedicated and devoted to your company, to your product, to your service, or whatever it is. And when you do that and you share that with other people and you're authentic, they are going to know that you do believe, and that is going to give them a vision, and they're going to be able to see a piece of you in your vision, and that they are going to want to join you and take that journey with you. And that is really what has been one of the biggest parts of this whole business for me. I do that to my prospects and I do that to my team. And I'm like, this is a journey and you can come on it with me and we are going to go all the way to the top. And you have the decision to change your life if that is what you want to do.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Whitney. Appreciate it. Ian Pritchard.
Okay, so I have a few things I just want to touch on. And the first one is, I believe that you have to be intentional in every single thing that you're doing, whether it's when you're prospecting, whether you're training, your daily activity, your habits, your personal growth. You have to be intentional. I think so many people go about their everyday life within their business by accident. Quite often they think, oh, there's somebody I could speak to. They look like they've got a pound or a dollar sign above their head. I'm going to go and speak to them. And there wasn't an intention behind what their choice for that day was. Are they going to go and meet some new prospects? They're going to go and meet someone and share their product or their opportunity. Was it accidental? You never want to be building this with by accidental growth. When you do the same thing over and over and you don't get the response you want, don't let it continue until you have to learn. Be intentional about your learning. Be intentional about your growth. Be intentional about your activity. Be intentional about the new habits that you need to build. And while you're being intentional, build that culture into your organization so that they 100% are duplicating that intention. It will explode around you when there's a power of intention running through your business.
Ian Pritchard, everybody. Pritchard, sorry. Danian.
So I believe that many, many things that you've heard here over the day and yesterday already are so very, very true. Like believe in yourself, think bigger. I love what was said this morning, that nobody can stop you if you refuse to give up. I mean, these are all words that you hear. I think one of the most important points is that you actually feel that they are for you, that you really take them and you write it down. You say, okay, think bigger. Okay, good. I heard that. But what does that mean to me? What does that actually mean to think bigger and to actually do it? It is also very, very important, and that's what I always call the hidden skill, the skill that I feel has been given so much for my career, which is the ability to be able to get excited over and over again for the same thing. Because see, people, they get something new, they're excited. They see something new, they're excited. That you get your network marketing business first day, oh my God, you're excited. That was like the best day of your life, right? But you're in this for a year, you're in this for 2 years, for 5 years, for 8 years. but you got to bring that passion back. And I think there's a skill which is to get excited over and over again for the same thing every single day, because it's still the same reason people join you. They join you when they feel why you're doing it. They join you when they feel your passion. They join you when they know where you're going. See, one of the best things I ever read was, it's not important everybody believes in your vision. It is very important, though, that everybody believes that you believe in the vision. That's when they start following you. They don't have to understand everything. They don't have to even, get everything you're talking about. But if they know you're going somewhere, they want to go with you. So just for 1 second, I would like everyone to just stand up for just 1 second and just close your eyes and just imagine, what would it be like if you actually achieved your dream? I mean, get back to the first day when you got started. What was the reason why? Why did you get started? What would it feel like if you were actually able to get that life? See, there's only one thing that can stop you, and that's yourself. If you allow yourself to stop, if you allow yourself not to, push through every single day, then nobody else will be able to take it away from you. It's just yourself. So if you decide today, because you already know for a long time that a decision is all it takes. And if this today is the day you take the decision, then all you take is your why and you go that direction and you won't stop. So why don't you make the noise for 1 second? How would it feel if you get what you really wanted? Make the noise. How does it feel? Come on. This is amazing. Never stop. Never stop. Go and go and go get your dreams. Thank you very much.
Well done. Martine.
That's a hard act to follow. Now, you've got to be comfortable with this, that in the beginning, you're probably not going to be very good at it. You're going to have lots of face plants. Embrace them. Have fun with it. We don't take ourselves too seriously, but we take the business extremely seriously because we're able to change lives. You've heard courage mentioned today. Courage is where it starts. Courage comes before you'll have confidence. And that's what will bring you to be competent. Too many people wait for someone else to go first. I see it all the time. You've got to be that leader. You've just got to go after it. And when you go all in and you decide, you make that choice, I see it all the time. People's businesses change. Their lives change. People start to respect them. Be the leader that you want to attract. That's the best leader that you can have in your business. This industry, this profession, is the best profession on the planet. Not everyone gets that yet. You've got to be comfortable and have that belief. And what the GoPro team are doing for all of us is massive. So I want to encourage you to own it, go and have fun. Don't take yourself too seriously and literally get shit done.
Well done. Jordan.
I want to say I'm just so proud of you guys for being here. I know some of you left children at home. I know some of you guys left work and it was difficult for some of you to get here, but I'll tell you, destination events changed my life. They changed my business. And I'm proud of you guys for being here. Network marketing has changed my life, and I've seen it change many of yours. But if I was to tell you the true key to my success, I'll tell you it's not network marketing. I have always seen network marketing as a tool. It's been nothing more than a vehicle for me. Network marketing is not your purpose. Character matters most. The law of the ladder says that your personal growth determines the height of your character growth. You start thinking about an extension ladder. All of us have climbed a ladder. The higher we start to climb up the ladder, the more success we start to see, the more wobbly the ladder starts to become, right? We start looking down and start getting fearful of whether that ladder is going to shake or fall, or are we going to stay embraced? I'll tell you, your character is what matters most. Your integrity. Who are you when no one's watching? Your humility. Remembering those that have come before you. Your parents, your teachers, your coaches, your friends. If you're going to drink the water, you need to know who dug the well. That's really what matters most. And so as I start thinking about network marketing, I absolutely love this industry. I love the people that I've gotten to meet. But I know that eternal perspective has really got to be my focus. And with the eternal perspective, now when there's changes to the compensation plan or products are launched that don't taste good, or there's frustration in your organization, somebody's taken away. If the end goal is just my network marketing business, I'm going to get frustrated. I'm going to be discouraged. I'm going to look around. I'm going to start comparing myself to others. But I'll tell you, when your focus is much bigger and you've got vision on something greater, I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter what happens in your network marketing business because it's a tool. It's a vehicle to change lives. It's a vehicle to impact others. It's a vehicle to grow yourself. And I tell you, I've gone through some pain. I've gone through some challenges. But network marketing for these last 10 years has afforded me incredible opportunities to impact lives. I'll tell you, when you go through that pain, meditate on Psalm 62. My soul finds rest in God alone. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken. Have that vision. Amen.
Get him, Brandon.
Awesome. All right, we're going to punctuate this, and here's the deal. I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and I want you to consider these. These are questions that I had to ask myself, and I think all of us as network marketing professionals have to ask. Number 1 is this: if not network marketing, then what am I going to do? You see, I asked this question to myself, when it got hard, when it got a little tough. I started saying, what else am I going to do? What am I going to go get a job and work for the rest of my life, a job? And it's the nights when you're driving down the highway, there's no headlights behind you, no tail lights in front of you, and the little mice with the pink tutus, they start running across the dashboard. That's when you're really getting a little delirious and you're white knuckled, right? And you're thinking to yourself, man, I'm either crazy, I'm either insane, or I am destined for something great. So if not network marketing, what are you going to do? The second question I'd like you to consider is this: if not now, then when? You see, now is really the only time that matters. It's really actually the only time that exists. If you think about, words like someday, one day, guys, that's where unsuccessful people live, okay? Don't subscribe to that mentality. If not now, then when? Most people want crock pot results with microwave efforts. And so you got to understand, guys, now is what matters, right? Hoping for a future without investing in today, that's like a farmer hoping for a harvest and never planting any seeds. It doesn't make much sense. So if not now, then when? The third question is this, and this is the big one. If you're taking notes, jot this down. If not you, then who? Who's going to do it? Let me teach you something that my mentor when I was 18 taught me. He said, Brandon, listen, no one's coming to save you. No one's going to come get you up off your couch and tell you to stop eating Cheetos at midnight, watching Dancing with the Stars and CSI. You're going to have to do that yourself. No one's going to save your family. No one's going to save you from your destiny that's being created right now. You have to do it, right? Let me tell you how serious your life is. You're not going to make it out alive, okay? This is a big deal. This is not a dress rehearsal. You don't get another shot. So let's make this one the best shot we can give it. So here, 2 commitments really quick as I close. Number 1, let's do this. If you can make 2 commitments to go out and build a massive business, change the trajectory of your family's future forever, would you be willing to do it? Say yes? Yeah. All right. So if you can make these 2 commitments, say I can. Number 1 commitment is this. These are commitments that I've made. All these 7-figure earners, they've all made them, I know as well. The first commitment is this: never let anyone outwork you. You see, I knew I wasn't the best. Snot-nosed kid, Nowheresville, Kentucky. Right? I definitely wasn't the tallest. You can see that, okay? You don't have to be tall to succeed in network marketing. I wasn't the smartest college dropout, right? I wasn't the best looking. I wasn't, I was never going to throw a 40-yard touchdown pass. I was never going to dunk a basketball, never going to be a celebrity, never going to be any of those things. But I knew that I could get in this thing and work my freaking tail off, right? So number 1 commitment is never let anyone outwork you. Be the hardest worker. Number 2 commitment is this: never let anyone outlast you. You see, it's not enough to get excited for a week or a month or a year. It's not the person that gets most excited that wins in this thing. It's not the person that gets excited easily that wins in this thing. It's the person that gets excited and can stay excited and work hard for the longest period of time that wins. Success is the progressive realization of a dream, is it not? Success is going from failure to failure without the loss of enthusiasm. So we have to have a long-term vision. We can't just get in this thing and expect to get rich overnight and then quit when it doesn't work in 5 days. Guys, this is a real deal. This ain't your mamaw's business, okay? This is a real deal, big deal business. Thanks to this guy right here, we found that out. We've shown the world that. So those 2 commitments we've all got to make to be successful. Here's what I know about you, and I'll close, I promise. Here's what I know about you. Because you're a human being, I know this about you. You see, God feeds the birds every morning, but he does not shove the worm down their throat, does he? We have to take action. We do play a part. And here's what I know about you as a human being. I know that at some point, I don't know when it was for you. I don't know when you're 5 years old or 50 years old, but at some point, most likely when you were a child, at some point you let some negative, dull, disillusioned, thumb-sucking, whiny, crybaby, diaper division loser talk you out of your dream. You let them steal your dream. Your dream space was this big. And then over time they said, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not tall enough. And you started to believe them. I know that about you. At some point you had a white hot burning desire deep down inside of the pit of your stomach. And you were going to, listen, when you were a little kid, you weren't going to be an accountant. Nothing wrong with accountants. I've got some great ones. You know, I'm very thankful for my accountants. You weren't going to be an accountant. You were going to be an astronaut. You were going to the moon. When you were a little kid, you weren't going to drive a Ford Pinto. Nothing wrong with Ford Pintos, right? It's a vehicle, get you from point A to point B. But you weren't going to drive a Ford Pinto. You were going to drive what? A Lamborghini. You had the poster on your wall, remember? And then what happened? You let them steal it. You let them take that from you. Well, here's what I'm here to tell you. You need to get that back. And you need to go accomplish what it is that you know you need to accomplish for you, for your family, for your posterity. The book that I read says a wise man leaves an inheritance for his kids' kids. That's what I wanted to do. That's what you can do too. Thanks so much. God bless.
Whitney Husband, Ian Pritchard, Danian Fire, Martine Wallace, Jordan Denver,